Well, Joel, you look amazing.
Ben, you look like crap. What's your secret?
Pretty much just not doing any self-care,
Not getting haircuts or anything like
no
that.
No haircuts, no showers. I shaved today, actually.
I could tell. I'm very impressed. Good work.
I only cut myself a little bit, so that's pretty good for me.
Well, normally that's a cry for help, Ben.
No, I mean, it wasn't on my wrist, dude. It's my face.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, and I'm not a high school girl.
I like the map in the background there.
Yeah, that's
big fan.
That's just what guys decorate with is maps. I have like 3 globes in this room. It's really weird.
You do?
That's one of them. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, welcome to Practical Shooting After Dark. We're here to talk about shooting, believe it or not. Right after, well, there'll be a little shit talking drum, I'm sure. Anyway, on deck tonight, Frank Rizzi.
How you doing?
Area 7, Frank. Congratulations. We just found out tonight you won the election.
Yes, congratulations. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And Joel Park.
Hello.
One half of the Korean Brotherhood.
I know. I miss my Korean brother.
Not the smart half and not the tall half. It's the other half.
Facts.
You're not a 7-foot tall professor, sir. How dare you?
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry for disappointing.
All right. Well, up front, is there so much fun stuff happening with the board? I got advised today. Leighton is talking about banning me. So, I mean,
I better put you on your best behavior, Ben.
I'm going to start behaving right now. I swear.
Good.
But there's been a lot of crazy stuff. Frank, I don't know what you want to say, if anything, but do you have any reaction to like the last few weeks of internet? I don't know what you saw and did. We actually haven't discussed this.
Yeah, we haven't discussed it. I saw some of the stuff that's going on. I personally am not a fan of banning anyone. I believe people should be able to speak their mind. If you want to criticize the organization, you're free to do that. Unless you do something to actually harm the organization, you should be able to say whatever you want without getting banned. I think that's total bullshit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the stuff to harm the organization, that seems pretty strange. Like of all the people I've talked to, I don't know anyone that's like trying to hurt USPSA. I'd like to see a change. I'd like to see some leadership changes, but I don't think that's not designed to hurt the organization. Believe me, that'd be designed to help.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's just my thoughts. Interesting. Joel, you want to talk any shit about anybody, or should we move on? I didn't think you'd want to.
I'm multitasking. I thought, Ben's going to do this. I'll just work on some other work that I could be doing on my other monitor.
You just hammer out that work, huh, buddy? That was a little in joke for the people. They're going to love that, Joel.
Oh, they'll love it. Yeah.
They are going to love it. You want to start with your topic? You won a match.
I did.
Tell us about it.
It was fun. I shot the Free State Kansas Championship match. So it's at the Mill Creek Gun Club, which is it's DeSoto. It's right by Kansas City, Kansas. They hosted.
They have pretty good facilities too.
They have a nice facility. They hosted. It was a long time ago. I'll get the years wrong, but like 06, 07, they hosted the Area 3 match there. So you have.
You have it right. Those are the right years.
Okay. Oh, I'm impressed. All right. Well, I remember going then. So anyway, CZ USA is in Kansas City also. So they have other sponsors also, but the CZ boys are good about sponsoring the match, certificates, all that junk. So they have a lot of support at that club. They have a big range, good parking, all that stuff. So anyway, the match was a lot of fun. I like their stages, I think, this year pretty well. I think they did a good job at testing. They didn't have any one-handed shooting. But other than that, they had one stage that the far shooting was maybe a little bit excessive.
I was going to ask about this. There was how far was that?
One of the guys paced it off. It's better than me. Like 40 yards is what it sounds like for a handful of targets.
All right. Were they partial or full targets?
They were full targets.
And you thought that was too much. That's an interesting point of view. Did the dot guys have a different opinion? Because you were shooting high.
True. Nobody really liked it. The thing about that was, and hopefully I'm not saying it's not supposed to be. I got a little bit of behind the curtain on that. Apparently, it's one of the very back bays they use. And I heard the board requires them. They're worried about bullets skipping. So they don't want targets out in the middle of that bay where someone hammers a close target and it could bounce and leave. So that's the reason the targets are mostly towards the outside of that bay. So the reason for the long shooting. And if you look at that stage, it makes sense why it's that way. So I wasn't a huge fan of that because there wasn't any like close rapid shooting. It was just all kind of far shooting. But I mean, if that's what you have to do to make them happy, otherwise the stage would have to get like pushed back in a corner or something. But other than that, they have a good staff. Like all the ROs are nice. I'm probably being really critical. There's definitely some short beeping that happens, but overall, like their staff is nice. They give catered lunch was free, just for like showing up at the match. So and I had a good time. There's I like the stages. They were balanced. They had short, medium, and long courses. So and there were, with the exception of there was one that was not low cap friendly at all.
I'm actually watching you shoot it right now. It's not low cap friendly. It's actually really
it's not good.
Boring stage high cap. You got like quite a lot of shooting from one spot.
Yeah, it was like 18 shots from one spot without moving your feet. That one wasn't so good. But all the rest of them, they had different ways you could mix them up. And honestly, I didn't feel like I had to do something totally stupid just to not do standing reloads. There were enough options where I could actually shoot it with a low cap gun and not be doing stuff totally dumb, with the exception of that stage. So anyway, I had a good time. And it's a match I normally shoot every year. Probably the only other
full talk through coming to training group.
Full talk through is coming to training group. I uploaded a full match video to my YouTube channel if anyone's interested in watching that crap. But if not, full talk through be on training group. So
that was pstg.us for the members.
Look at you doing the business stuff.
Well, I get shit in the comments, so don't read the comments. Sometimes you read the comments, right?
One thing I like that they really do well every year is they always have iced water on the bays. It was a scorcher that weekend. It was like 95 degrees. So having actual iced water was super nice.
Dude, it's like 95 degrees in Kansas. It's brutal.
It was humid and hot.
Yeah.
So you have to hydrate up beforehand. And it's nice that they at least have ice water so you don't have to, if you don't have enough stuff with you, there's stuff there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Mr. Frank, you had a shooting topic, isn't that right?
I do have a shooting topic, yes.
So I think you got a new gun, right?
Yes, I recently got an open gun. I picked up a Bull Armory race gun, one of their SAS, I think it is SAS2, the full size.
And you're coming off a CO gun.
Yes. I've been shooting since I've been in USPSA. I've been shooting strictly carry optics.
So tell us what prompted this switch, and tell us what you think.
So I was looking to do something different, just for fun, not take it too seriously, just to switch it up. Basically, is the reason for getting it, and also to shoot major. To be very honest, to get the extra points. So, but I found out. I got it about a month ago. I bought the gun, got it, finally got some gear for it, got the rig set up, and I found out something interesting. It actually motivated me to start dry firing even more and shooting even more. So at first I was like, I don't know how much I'm going to shoot it. I really like my Shadow 2. I'm starting to get pretty decent with it. I dry fire with it, 15, 20 minutes every morning. So, I wasn't too much sure, I wasn't sure how much I was going to get into shooting open, but I wanted to try something different. So I got the gun, really like it, shot it, not drawing, just, running some ammo through it down at the range, and it ran flawless. And like, hey, this is pretty fun. And the gun is super accurate. So I got
Do you find it easier to shoot?
Yes. I do find it easier to shoot now. Now that I have some, I have about a month with it. I've been dry firing with it. And I do find it a lot easier to shoot.
What do you find easier about it?
It definitely is faster. My split times are faster. I feel I can move the gun around faster. Never shot with a mag wheel before, so my reloads are a hell of a lot faster. So that was totally different. With the Shadow 2, you got to be a little bit more precise on the reloads.
Yeah, you do.
So the mag wheel, that's the first time I've ever used a mag wheel. So it was a different experience. But what I found out, like I said, it's definitely motivating me. I find now I'm dry firing an hour every morning. I work overnights. I get home from work at 6:30 in the morning, and everyone's still sleeping. That's my dry fire time. I'll spend usually 20 minutes every morning, and I've been finding now I've been dry firing for about an hour, to the point where I'm starting to get blisters and calluses on my hands again. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. I never thought that would happen.
Now, this is not an unusual phenomenon that somebody gets a new piece of gear and it just motivates them to practice.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. I was like, because like I said, I really enjoy carry optics. I enjoy my shadow. That's what I enjoy shooting. So it was not something that I was expecting. So I was like really surprised that like I can't wait to get home in the morning and start dry firing. And it's been fun. I
Yeah,
had a chance to shoot it at a local match. That went okay. It was a big learning curve with shooting open.
but that's interesting. So, what do you feel like the learning curve is? Like, what are you struggling with?
So it was, it's holding it. It's a totally different gun. It's a different platform. I'm not used to the slide racker, not used to the dot is actually higher up. So there were quite a few times where I had a hard time finding the dot.
And
Um,
manipulating the safety, is that an issue?
that was another issue. I'm not used to having a safety. So a couple of times I'm like pulling a trigger. I'm like, shit, hit the damn safety. So yeah, but I mean, I did okay with it considering. I had at one point the gun went full auto on me.
What?
That was cool.
Well, yeah, welcome to open, I guess.
Yeah.
This means you need a
So
lighter trigger, right?
it's a pretty light trigger. Yeah, it's under 2 pounds.
You're going to want to lighten that up a little bit more.
Yeah, make it lighter. That'll make it go even more full auto, I think.
Nice.
No.
But yeah, it's definitely fun. Like I said, it's something that I really didn't expect the motivation. So
So, do you feel like you're going to take away from this back to carry optics something, or do you feel like you're going to stick with this? Or
I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, because I really enjoy carry optics. I have a couple of major matches coming up. We got Area 8 coming up in August. I have Area 7 in September. So now I'm kind of torn. Like I don't know what I'm going to do. If I'm going to just stick with open for the rest of the year or go back to carry optics, I really have no idea.
Is it
well,
a
shit.
nine major or a super gun?
9 major, yes.
What about blast or concussion? Did that bother you at all? Was that any taking or
It
getting
was
used
it
to?
was it was definitely different. So what I noticed is that the dot definitely doesn't rise as much. So there's
Hmm.
there's definitely a lot less lift, but I do feel more pressure, like almost like the gun pushing back at me.
Hmm.
So I do feel the concussion and the blast. So that took a little bit of getting used to. But once I expected it and I was able to track the dot, it I didn't notice it anymore. So
Did you
I got
use?
past that
Sorry.
part pretty quick.
Did you try like earplugs and earmuffs or anything to like overcome the blast or just deal with it?
No, I was basically just dealing with it.
Just be a man. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I find myself losing my hearing already. I work in the subways, so I'm constantly around loud noises and hearing loss runs in my family. So
Oh, great.
I think it's
Perfect.
happening already. Yeah, so
Do you wear earplugs at work?
I just started actually.
Yeah, because like for your hearing, the loud environment is way worse than like
Yes,
gunshots.
the gunshots. Yeah, yeah, I'm constantly, I'm around trains all night. So
Yeah, it's like that's like jet engine level of badness for you,
yes,
which is really bad.
right.
Did you have any? What were like the first drills you did, or did you have any specific drills you set up or benchmarks you wanted to meet? Like your first trip to the range, or did you just shoot the gun?
So the first trip to the range live firing, I just basically just shot the gun just to get some ammo through it, just to run it.
Mhm.
But at home, the first drills that I was doing was basically like El Pres type drills. Not even the turn and draw, just basically drawing, on three
Yeah.
targets, reload, three targets. And I did that for quite a while. I'm still doing that just to work on my gun manipulation skills. Just to try to get it
Yeah.
up to speed.
Oh, I like it.
Basic stuff like that. So
Right
I'm
on.
trying. It's like starting all over again. It's like learning the basics again. But I noticed it's coming a lot quicker than it did when I started with the Shadow 2.
Yeah, I bet shooting that gun feels like turbo mode or something where you're like
Yes, it does.
really able to shred hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's weird. You don't feel like the gun's really holding you back at all. Like you don't ever really feel like you're waiting on the gun.
No, you absolutely do not feel like you're waiting on the gun. There have been times, I felt like with the Shadow, I felt like I was waiting on the gun to return. Which is one of the reasons that I went to a 125 head instead of 147s. I felt the 147, I'm waiting for the slide to return. So with the 125s, I feel this cycle's a lot quicker. So this one, not waiting at all. Like it's there waiting for me.
Love it.
It's been fun.
Oh, very cool.
Well, that's good when you get reinvigorated. You know,
Yes.
I ordered some Shadow 2, so maybe that'll they're actually here. I should go pick them up. I'm gonna race them out and maybe that'll, you know, have me excited to go in that direction. Because this year I'm kind of excited about shooting rifles.
I
You know?
possibly stayed with our friend Sasquatch the last 4 days. He was like, "Did Ben get his guns yet? Do you like him?" I'm like, "I don't know. He hasn't mentioned it."
I've been gone. I was on a trip, man.
I know.
Yeah, it'll be a while before I get around to really enjoying those, but I'm planning on shooting them, so should be good.
Those would be excellent.
All right, I got a topic.
Tell me.
I'm going to talk about having really good shooters in class, like national contender guys. Because
Okay.
I'm thinking of this because I just came back from a skills and drills class. I had a couple of super squad level guys in it. And I had Mason in a class, you know, a couple months ago, and it just gets me thinking of like what it's like to have guys like that in class and why I think that's a good thing. So what I notice is like those guys, they attack the same drills. I mean, this is like even if it's a fundamentals class, they'll attack the same drills, but they're just ferocious about making everything perfect. And that's really interesting because they don't feel like they're beyond anything. You know what I mean? They don't feel
Sure.
like they know everything. They're trying to make every little thing that they're doing absolutely perfect. And that's really something that sets them apart. And I think it's good having those guys in class because other people see that. They see that how perfect they're trying to make it and how like they're getting frustrated and, you know, just working out really minute things to try to be as good as they can be and like at every part of their technique, even if the drill's really, really simple and really, really basic, they still, you know, really put out a lot of performance. And I've noticed that they're really open-minded people. So they're eager to take stuff on board. And like one guy got shooting target focused with iron sights. So I really like that. And this was a guy who's done very, very, very well with sight focus on distant targets.
So I've noticed that about being open-minded. I talk to Mason quite a bit, and if I tell Mason, it could be the dumbest thing at the time that he thinks, but he always there's like some like stuff I've thrown at him as far as teaching and stuff, and he'll get back to me a week later and be like, "Hey, kind of thought about your theory. Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with you."
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I like that. I've noticed that about like top guys.
But Ben, do you feel you have to like treat these guys a little bit different than the average, you know, like a guy like me?
Yes, I'm way harder on them. So they don't give a shit about compliments. They don't care what they don't care what you think of their shooting. Mm-hmm. If they're in a class with other people, like they don't care about that because their shooting gets complimented all the time. Like what they want is like some nugget, like some specifics that they could take away and go work on and get better. That's all they're looking for. And you have to push them to get them that, you know, something that they actually feel like they can improve with. Because these are guys that are already doing everything they can think of. They're already doing that. It's not like there's some guys that show up and it's like it's the first time they really practiced. And you're basically showing a dude how to practice. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. Or you have guys that practice and they're pretty good and you kind of make some tweaks. But then you have guys that are all in and they like train a lot and they're putting a lot of energy into it and they've done everything they know how to do. And now they need something. They need outside
something else.
Yes. They've done the thing. They accept they've done the things they know how to do. So it's somebody who's in a very different place. And what's nice is those guys, you can really, really push them hard. And they like it. So that's a good thing. Well,
I love it.
Let's take a question. And this is actually great that Frank's on here because this is the type of questions you could expect to be getting soon. Okay, here it is. Should USPSA HQ move due to the magazine capacity law in Washington?
Should it move due to magazine? My answer would be, what does the magazine capacity law have to do with the location of the headquarters of the organization?
I don't know. This guy probably
right.
would say, hey, you should do it just as to like stick it to Washington State or whatever.
No, I would headquarter the organization wherever it's the cheapest.
What?
Wherever it's wherever it's the cheapest, the headquarter, the organization could be literally be anywhere. in the country. So wherever it makes sense to, wherever it's advantageous, wherever it's the most cost effective, that's where it should be, to save the members as much money as we can.
Dude, they're gonna fucking hate you. Holy shit. Well, you got anything to add to that, Joel?
Nope, he took care of it quite well.
You running for Area 3, Joel? That's gonna be hysterical.
You definitely don't want it in New York, I can tell you that.
No, that's not gonna be cheap. And
No.
the politics are fucked up. So it's
Right.
like
Maybe it should be somewhere tropical. That way, when you have to go to
honestly, a pretty
HQ
good
for
spot
meetings.
would be Omaha
Oh, there you go.
because it's central and it's fairly cheap.
Cost of living is low.
Notice there's a lot of stuff is headquartered in Omaha.
Well,
That would
Omaha was
make a
actually
lot of
like
sense.
the telemarketing like capital of the U.S. I don't know if it was or if it still is, but it has been for a while. Just because, yeah, cost of living is low and it's easy to like get people, whatever.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Look at that.
Perfect.
Funny how that works. All right, anyway,
Good work.
that's all we have today. Listeners, if you have a question, go to bensticker.com, send me your questions. We'd love to hear from you.
We did it, you guys.
And yeah, we'll try to get Joel to be nice.